Hello. Today we are going to learn about recruiting basics. This is kind of some simple, yet I like to say effective tips to how to kind of secure recruits, or at least what's worked for me. So I have notes, and I'm going to somewhat read off my notes just so I can stay on track, and then I'll go off and explain on a couple of little points here. So the first thing that I have down here is the basic contact. Now we're going to pretend like you have already got your recruit lined up, you've met them, you've already kind of decided who you're interested in recruiting. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get to know your prospects before you pitch the business to them. So that means you're going to want to find out about their hobbies, their interests. Are they married? Do they have kids? Age range, what do they do, what interests them. You're going to want to get to know them, and you're going to want to do that whether they're a team member or a possible recruit, just because it helps you. It really does. It helps you. And if you've not watched my building relationships training, then hop on over to that and check it out, because that will help you out with this as well. Okay, so a big part of the reason why you want to get to know them before you even pitch the business, before you even bring up, hey, would you be interested in joining my, whatever, is because you want to approach it in a way that is going to benefit them. Now, examples here. There are several things that someone in direct sales can benefit from. There's the pay. There is the freedom of not having to work the 9 to 5. You have like the stay-at-home moms who, they want to have the job, but they can't because they have the kids. You have people who are in it to go to the top, that want to build their empire and be financially secure and free. You have people that just want the little side income. You have people who want it for the interaction with other people. I mean, there are so many different reasons why someone would benefit from joining a direct sales. So what you need to do, and this is part of getting to know them, is you want to figure out what drives them. Are they going to be motivated by the money? Are they going to be motivated by the, hey, if I do really well with this, I can quit my 9 to 5? Are they a stay-at-home mom that's going to, enjoy the whole being able to work from home while her kids are there? These are very, very important things. So these are things that you're going to want to get to know, so that way whenever you approach them with the business, you can approach it in a way that says, so let me tell you about this business. I have been able to stay home with my kids, and all this. It just depends on the angle, and we'll get more into that in a more depth recruiting training, but this is the basics. So hopefully you get the idea of that there. And you're going to have to personalize every single conversation. You cannot go by a script. You have to make the people feel like you're talking to them. Like this is a conversation between you and them, not some copy and paste. Hey girl, I was just checking you out and I thought that you looked really good in your pictures and thought you would be perfect for this business. Do you know what that says to me? I ain't even going to go there. I ain't even going to go there. It's not nice words. And Mama said if you have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. But don't sound cookie cutter like that. You need to make them feel like you just type that message out directly to them, like you're talking to them, and what you have to say, you're saying to them. Okay? Now, you are going to want to take notes on everybody that you talk to, and you need to keep up with them. So while you're getting to know them, get yourself like a piece of paper, jot down their name. Let's just pretend like this is my paper. I'm going to write down their name, and then I'm going to be like, okay, she's married with children, stay-at-home mom, loves makeup, she's in PTA, she used to be a nurse. I'm going to write all this stuff down, and I'm going to keep my notes here. So that way, whenever I'm talking to her, I have these in my binder, and I can pull them out, and I can say, okay, so I'm talking to her, and, if I'm going to be talking to her in person, obviously I'm going to want to kind of study it beforehand, but if I'm talking to her on the phone, or I'm talking to her through Messenger or text or whatever, all I gotta do is pull her sheet out. And I try to always update my notes on everybody. I have notes on everybody. I have notes on people that are my prospects. I have notes on people that are on my team. I have notes on everybody. And it might sound kind of creepy stalkerish, but it really does help. It really, really does. So that's something that you're going to want to do. after you talk to them and you make the first contact, say to them, depending on how their interest is, say that they're like, yeah, it sounds interesting. I have to think about it. Say, do you want me to check back in with you in like a week or so and see, what you think? Or, just kind of casually ask them that. And most of the time they might say, yeah, sure, let me know how things are going or whatever for you, or, I'll see where I'm at my next paycheck or whatever. Like, there's always some reason that they'll give that they need to think about it. And if it's like a paycheck, you can be like, do you want me to put down on my calendar so I don't forget, because I am so busy sometimes. But you don't want to sound like you're too busy for them, but you want to make sure that you're like letting them know that your business keeps you thriving. So you can just be like, you want me to put that on my calendar just to kind of touch base with you, say in 2 weeks, and just see, what you're thinking and stuff like that. And most of the time they're going to say sure, but always ask. You can still do follow-ups if you haven't asked about it, but it always helps to ask, because then you can, when you go to follow up with them, you can be like, hey, I'm just touching base with you. I was going through my planner today and saw that I made a note to, check in with you. How have you been? Always start up a personal conversation whenever you go to check back in with them. Don't just go be like, so you ready to join my business? Don't do that. You have to kind of make it personal. You have to get on a personal level with people. They have to buy you. Yeah, they have to buy you. So you sell yourself before your business or your products. You have to let them see how you would be a great person to do business with, how being a part of your team would be good for them, how it would be fruitful and fun and beneficial, because there are plenty of other reps out there that they can sign under, whatever business it is. So you need to make sure that they know why you're different, why you're special, why you're somebody that they can really work with. And if it's somebody that just after you get to know them, you feel like, okay, I don't think I could work with this person, sometimes it's best to say that. You could always go to your upline and say, I've been talking to so-and-so, and I'm not sure our personalities are going to be all that good together. Is there anything that you would recommend? And go from there. But always try to make sure that your personalities do mesh well together. So when you ask them, you're going to do something like utilize a planner, okay? I have my planners here just to show you. This is my this year one, but this is my last year one. My last year one actually has some notes in it, so I can show you, what I do. So as you can see, I have names and all kinds of information written down here. This was back when I was with my old company. My new one, I haven't been hardcore recruiting. I've been working more with my team and stuff, so this is what the pages in here look like. And I haven't written down any names or anything in here yet because it's still a fresh year. But here is the information that you want to write down. Just to keep it simple, you're going to want to write down who you talked to, on the date that you talked to them. What did you discuss? Did you discuss, and this really can also go towards customers. Did you discuss sales? Did you discuss them joining? Did you have an in-depth discussion? Just write something that's just going to be a couple of quick words, the topic, and then the outcome and the follow-up. So the outcome, interested, not interested, highly interested, maybe, you're going to have to kind of come up with your own little buzzwords so that way you can know what you're talking about. And then the follow-up, you're going to write down follow-up in 1 week, follow-up in whatever. And then I always jump ahead in my planner. So if I say I'm going to follow up with them in a week, I jump ahead in my planner and I make a note. Follow up with so-and-so. And, make sure that I make that note there. So that way when I'm checking my planner, because I do get busy, I check my planner and I know, hey, I need to follow up with so-and-so now. So having a planner like that is really helpful, especially with things like this, because nobody's going to jump on your opportunity for the first time you talk to them. They're just not. If they are, then they've already been thinking about it, and they're going to come to you and they're already going to have their mind made up. But 99% of the time, nobody's going to jump on the first bite. Nobody. Okay. Now, the next portion of this is your attitude defines you. So you need to let your leadership shine. You need to let your leadership shine through. That's like a tongue twister. You need to let them see that you're confident. You need to be yourself. You need to try not to be nervous. I know that them first few chats, you're probably sitting there shaking. That's why it's kind of good to do those like maybe through text message. Don't make like your first recruiting like pitch in person, because then you'll be sitting there and you'll be like, oh God, yeah. And I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm nervous, I talk a lot. Actually, I talk a lot anyway. But yeah. So be yourself. That is so important. It is so, so important to be yourself. They have to love you. They have to be able to accept you, to work with you. And you can be somebody you're not to get a recruit, but I'm going to tell you, it's going to make a long, miserable business relationship. I have had people on my team before that they were not the same person that they were whenever I met them. And when I saw their true sides, it was not fun. I'm just saying. You need to find ways to subtly brag on yourself and your business, but don't sound cocky, okay? There's a difference. So saying things like, yeah, so I cannot wait to tell you about this business. I'm so excited. My team, I can't believe that in the last month, I managed to grow a team of 25 people. We had 7 promotions last month. It was insane. And just to see like how happy my girls were to promote, it just made me feel so good. You have to find subtle ways to brag on yourself. Don't be like, yeah, I just made like $7,000 like in the bank. Yeah, because I'm good like that. You have to do it subtly, okay? And there are ways to do it. And if you're not sure, about what are subtle ways, this is called attraction marketing. And there are like good ways to do attraction marketing, and there are bad ways to do attraction marketing. Attraction marketing has always worked well for me. So it's something that I do, and I do it in my everyday life. I make myself a good person that people want to be around. I make myself someone that people feel comfortable with. It's just me, and it's the person that I put out there every day. So I do attraction marketing every day in everything I do. Every time I talk to somebody, whether it's business or not, it's because you have to do the same thing with sales too. So you have to find subtle ways to brag on yourself and your business. And even if that just means talking about how much you love what you do, that is subtly bragging on yourself. Now, obviously, do not make the whole conversation selfish and self-centered, because that won't get you anywhere. Okay. Let me see. Don't word vomit. Do you know what word vomit is? It's where you just start spewing words out your mouth like vomit. It's not attractive. Just like vomiting is not attractive, word vomiting is not attractive. Let me give you an example of word vomit, okay? So it costs $149 to join my business. You're going to get paid 20% commission up front after you sell your first $1,000, and then you go to your next, whenever you get like $499, then you're going to get like another 5% in enhanced commissions. And then after that, you're going to promote. You're going to promote to your first promotion, and you're going to need to get like 2 people under you. And then after you get the 2 people under you, you need to have like $2,500, but they both have to be active. So that means that you and them have to have at least like $300 in sales. And like everybody needs to be active, and you need $2,500 amongst all of you, but you got to do it all in 1 month. And then if you want to promote again, you're going to need to get like one of those people that I just described under you, and then you're going to need to get like 2 more people, and then you're all going to have $5,000 in total sales, and you got to do all of that in a month too. But we can keep talking, we keep going all the way to the top. Did you understand anything I just said? I know everything I just said, but did you understand anything I just said? Probably not. I was talking way too fast, and I was talking way too much. You're going to want to feed them information that they ask for. So, for examples, let them come to you with questions. Let them ask the questions. Let them. So when you first approach it with them, you're going to give them that first approach of how the business is going to benefit them. After that, let them ask you questions. Let them say, so how's the pay work? Then you just explain the pay, and you explain the basics of the pay. You say, just like for my business, an example, because I'm kind of trying to make this general for anybody in direct sales. My business, you get a base commission of 20%, and you can earn up to 35%. Is it 35? Oh, God. It's either 30 or 35%. See, I just fried my brain with that word vomit that I gave out a second ago. But that's what you would tell them. And if they say, well, how do you get that much commission? That's when you break it down and explain it to them. Or you say, would you like me to show you, if you're in person, show you our comp plan, or would you like me to email you a copy of our comp plan so that you can look over it? And if they say sure, then that's what you do. You give them bits of information as they ask for it. Not all at once to where it's like they're like, oh my gosh, that's too much, and they run away because they're scared. Okay. Do you know why it's good for them to come to you? Because then they're eager for more information. Whereas if you go to them, you're pestering them. And they will come to you. Like, I have people who come to me, like, and they come to me once every, like, couple weeks or something, and they're like, how's the new business going? And eventually they'll join. I don't want them to join before they're ready to join. Do you know why? Because people who join before they're ready to join aren't productive. People who join who don't want to join aren't productive. People who feel pressured into joining aren't productive. I want somebody to join when they're ready to join. Do you know why? Because then they're ready, and then they're going to be productive. It does me absolutely no good to have unproductive bodies on my team. So if it takes them 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year before they're ready to join, but they want to keep coming to me every couple weeks and asking me another question, I'm going to keep answering their questions, and I'm not ever, 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 ever going to make them feel pressured to join. Now, if we have some sort of like join incentive, like last month my company offered a free tote bag. I may be like, hey, just giving you a heads up. I know you were interested in joining. This month we have an exclusive freebie for anybody who signs up. Just wanted to let you know. And I'll leave it at that. Because, you know, I don't want them to be like, why didn't you tell me? Well, I just did. Okay. Never sound desperate. And that goes back to what I was just talking about a second ago with the whole, you know, like, let them, when they're ready to join, that's when they'll join. You don't want anybody to join you who's not ready to join you. So don't sound desperate. Don't be like, come on, I just need like 3 more team members. Like, I only need like 1 more person. And you're like that 1 more person. And if you come and join my team, then I'll have that 1 more person. And then I'll have to find more people after I'm done with you because I won't be done. Which is basically what it is, because you're never going to be done recruiting. Not if you're planning on building a business and building a team and going all the way to the top. You're always going to have to recruit. So sounding desperate is just you're going to be wasting so much time on one person that you're probably going to scare off. Don't ever come across as pushy. Join my team. Join my team. Hey, if you join my team, I will I'll come over and I will give you a pedicure, and then I will massage your shoulders and I'll braid your hair. And we can order pizza together too and watch movies. Will you join my team? Please join my team. Don't do that. Unless it's like your best friend and you're just joking. But still, probably don't do that. Make her give you a pedicure. But yeah, don't do that. Don't be pushy. Don't be pushy. People don't like pushy. Even if it's your like sister or your mom. Like, I'm trying to get my sister-in-law to get over here. Are you watching this, Jessica? Yeah, I need my sister-in-law here. I'll deal with her later. Okay. Let me see, where was I? Okay. Be patient, which I already discussed. Be patient. If it takes them a year, give them a year. It's worth it. I promise. Be positive always. Always, always, always be positive. If you're having issues with your company, like shipping issues or back order issues, or if there's some sort of animosity between like consultants or something, don't bring it up. It's not worth it. Don't be like, yeah, you can join, but let me just give you a heads up. Half our stock's on back order right now. So if you go to order anything, it's going to take a little bit to get to you. You don't need to tell them that, okay? You don't need to tell them that. You don't need to tell them that. Now, if they ask, hey, before I sign up, is there anything on back order? Then you can be like, well, we have a few things on back order, because that's another thing. Honesty. Always be honest. All right, this is getting long, but this is something that really needed to be covered, and it needed to be covered in kind of detail. So, all right. These are good practices to add to your recruiting, okay? Offer more information, always. So this is ways you offer more information. A recruiting packet, which I actually was working on putting one together, and I will try to have that available for my team because it'll be specific to my company. I'll have that available in my team's files. it's good to print it out and give them an actual physical copy of it to put it together. You're going to want to add a cover letter. Oh, my screen went to sleep on me. You're going to add a cover letter, and you're going to want to make sure that you're very personable in it, and you personalize it. So you can type up a generic cover letter basically to start, and then you can fill their name in and sign your name. Or honestly, I think that it would be beneficial just to get some letterhead and print it out and just have blank letterhead and handwrite, as long as your handwriting is good, handwrite a cover letter to go with it and personalize it to them. You know, make sure that you put their name and you sign your name. And then you're going to include the things like your comp plan, you have fast starts, your company structure, hostess rewards, any other company benefits that you might have, things like that. And like I said, I have it for my team, and it'll be in our files. If it's not in our files when you're watching this video, then message me and say, where's it at? And I will make sure I guide you to it. Corporate opportunity calls. My company does corporate opportunity calls at least once a month. So make sure that you share those with your potential recruits. That's a good way to strike up a conversation, to let them know, hey, we have our CEO is doing an opportunity call tonight, and I just want to make sure you had that information so you could listen in and do some Q&A if you had any questions about the company. I know that you've been interested, and I just thought I'd share this with you. You can have opportunity calls with your upline. You know, some uplines will do it. I'll do them. If I have a couple of my girls who have some people that are interested, let me know, and we'll do them. You could do group chats, 3-way calls, Skype. You can do multiple people on Skype, and you can do that like your upline. You know, you can choose one of your upline leaders. For my team, I'm always available. We just you got to let me know so we can schedule it around my crazy kids, because my kids are crazy and they're loud. But I'm always willing, and I'm sure that most companies, your upline is willing to, you know, to do 3 ways with you to answer questions. And sometimes it helps because it makes the recruit feel like, hey, they have a supportive upline, so I'm going to have even more people having my back. That's always a good thing, because that's something that a lot of people are actually afraid of, is, am I going to go into this and have no training? And that really freaks a lot of people out. Always be honest. If you don't know the answer to something, tell them, you know, I'm not 100% sure about that, but let me ask my upline leader, or let me look in the policy manual, and I will let you know. Because if they feel like you're not being a know-it-all, then they're going to have a little bit more respect for you. And let me see. Oh, the only thing I have left on here is who to recruit. And this was something I added because my husband said maybe I should add this. Because I kind of assumed that you maybe already had your potentials in mind whenever I started writing this training out. So potential people that you would recruit would be like your hostesses for your parties, customers, party guests, friends and family, makeup lovers, or whatever product your business has. So if you're like Jamberry and you're doing nails, people who love having their nails all did. If you do jewelry, people who love jewelry, you know, whatever. For my company, it's makeup and skincare. I have like whenever people want skincare samples, I make them go to Google Forms and fill out a skincare sample request form. And I actually ask the questions, are you interested in learning more about the business? Are you interested in, you know, hosting a party, things like that. So those are good things that you can kind of work into. And putting together a Google Doc is super easy. And that's a nice like little way to kind of find out, hey, are people interested? So hopefully this was helpful. And I'm sorry that it ended up being this long, but this is a very important topic. And there will be a little bit more in-depth recruiting training that I'll be working on, but I really wanted to get these basics done. So if there are any questions, you can ask them below, or you can message me. If you are watching this on my YouTube and you're interested in learning about my business, you can look me up at the website that's in the description, or send me a message on here. All right, so I will see you guys next time. Bye.